everyone. Welcome to my channel, English for Everyone. Today we are going to talk about motivation for students. Today's podcast title is Stay Focused and Believe in Yourself. Studying is not always easy, right? Sometimes students feel tired, bored, or discouraged. There are days when you feel like you don't want to study at all. But motivation is what helps us continue moving forward, even when the things are difficult. In this episode, we will talk about three important ideas: how to stay motivated to study, how to overcome failure, and how to build confidence. So, let's get started. How to stay motivated to study. Many students start their studies with a lot of energy. They make plans, buy new notebooks, and feel excited about learning. But after some time, that motivation slowly disappears. Why does this happen? One reason is that students sometimes focus only on the final goal, such as passing an exam or getting a good job. These goals are very important, but they can feel very far away. A better strategy is to create small goals. For example, instead of saying, I will become fluent in English, you can say, today I will learn 5 new vocabularies, or today I will practice speaking for 10 minutes. Small goals are very powerful because they make progress visible. When you achieve small goal, you feel successful, and that success motivates you to continue. Another way to stay motivated is to create a steady routine. When you study at the same time every day, it becomes a habit. Habits are easier to maintain than motivation alone. For example, you could study English every evening for 20 minutes. After a few weeks, it will become part of your daily life. It is also helpful to make studying interesting and enjoyable. Learning does not always have to be serious and stressful. You can watch English videos or sitcoms, listen to podcasts, read stories, or even play language games. When learning becomes enjoyable, motivation naturally increases. Now, let's move to the second topic, overcoming failure. Failure is something that every student experiences. Maybe you study hard a lot, but did not pass an exam. Maybe you tried to speak English, but made many mistakes. This situation can be disappointing, right? However, failure is not the opposite of success. In fact, failure is often a step towards success. Many successful people failed many times before achieving their goals. What makes them successful is not that they never failed, but that they did not give up. When you fail, it is important to ask yourself a simple question. What can I learn from this experience? Maybe you need a different study method. Maybe you need more practice, or probably you simply need more time. Instead of seeing failure as a problem, try to see it as a learning opportunity. Another important idea is that mistakes are a natural part of learning. When children learn to walk, they fall many times, but they continue trying until they succeed. Learning language or any subject is similar. Mistakes show that you are trying and learning. Okay, now let's talk about the third topic, building confidence. Confidence is also very important for students, especially when learning a new language. Many students feel shy or afraid of making mistakes when speaking English, but confidence does not appear suddenly. It grows slowly through practice and experience. One way to build confidence is to celebrate small achievements. For example, if you successfully learn 10 new words, that is progress. If you speak English all 5 minutes without stopping, that is also progress. Every small success builds your confidence. Another helpful strategy is to change the way you think about mistakes. Instead of feeling embarrassed, trying to think of mistakes as signs that you are learning. Remember, every expert was once a beginner. Confidence also grows when you surround yourself with supportive people. Teachers, friends, and classmates can encourage you and help you stay positive. When people support you, it becomes easier to believe in yourself. Finally, remember that learning is a long journey. Progress may sometimes feel slowly, but every day of practice brings you closer to your goal. The most important thing is to stay patient and continue learning. To summarize today's episode, we discussed three key ideas for students. For example, first, stay motivated by setting small goals, building steady habits, and making learning enjoyable. Second, do not be afraid of failure. Failure is natural part of learning, an opportunity to improve. The third one is build confidence by celebrating small success, accepting mistakes, and believing in your ability to grow. If you remember these three ideas, your learning journey will begin much more positive and rewarding. Thank you for listening to today's episode. I hope these ideas inspire you to stay motivated and continue learning. Remember, every small step you take today will help build a better future tomorrow. Keep learning, keep trying, and believe in yourself. See you in the next episode. Goodbye.